Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
And I'm Brady.
And I'm Logan.
It's a full house down here tonight.
It's funny, we've called it a family episode when there's no one else but the three of us, but this is a true family episode with Brady, your spawn, and Logan, my spawn.
That's who you are the father.
I don't know. Do we look alike? We just watched a video that I took in 1995, and it looks like Brady dancing around on the dance floor.
Brady, I don't mean this in any disrespect, but you look a lot like your dad, but you're like a good looking.
How old were you in
version of your
95?
dad.
So that was what,
25
years ago?
I
So
do
you-
look like him.
There's a lot of people that said Logan looks like me. I'm like, that. Why would you say that to Logan? Like, he's a good looking dude. Why would you do that to him? When I look at Logan, I don't think Logan looks like me at all. I think Danny looks more like me.
Nah.
And everybody says, no, Danny doesn't look like you at all. Danny's a Benetti. That's Michelle's family.
I see Logan in you. I
Really?
can see that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Damn. Sorry, Logan.
It's all right.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
I've made do.
I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, you look like your dad. So fuck you, dude.
Listen, every summer, Chevy Chase takes his family on a little trip. This year, he went too far. And that's what we're here to discuss today. National Lampoon's Vacation, rated R, running time 1 hour and 38 minutes. Theatrical release date was July 29th, 1983. Directed by the one, the only Harold Ramis, and written by
Howard Ramis.
No.
John Hughes.
John Hughes.
That's right. I knew that too. Damn it.
Based
Yeah,
on
he
put me on the
based
spot.
on his like short story Vacation
I didn't think
58
it was
or
a
whatever.
crazy question. I thought you would have known. I didn't. I apologize.
I
Especially since his
wasn't
name's
thinking.
in the credits, but you probably don't watch those. In the opening credits.
Both of them passed away young. Harold Ramis died in 2014, age 69. Complications
Nice.
from autoimmune inflammatory vasculitis.
Ooh.
I think I got a little bit
And
of
in
that.
2009, at age 59 of a heart attack, John Hughes.
Yeah, I remember John Hughes like was shocking. Like when he died, I'm like, God damn, like he can't be that old.
He was
And
59.
he wasn't that
yeah.
old. I mean, Brian's the oldest one here. He's 53. Like 59's not that far away.
You are so close to 50.
You know, my birthday's on
Like
Monday.
days.
Yeah, this was based on a John Hughes like short story that he wrote about his actual family vacation for National Lampoon's
Howard
magazine.
Ramis' top four was 3 of them were for as a writer.
Howard Ramis?
Yeah, one was as an actor, and it was in Knocked Up. He was an actor in Knocked Up.
Oh my God, it wasn't Ghostbusters? Like
So,
that wasn't
yeah.
one of his top
So his
four?
top 4, no, Ghostbusters is, but as a writer is in his top 4.
But he also acted.
Yeah, that didn't make it his top 4 because he could be listed as an act. He could have both of that, Ghostbusters as a writer and as a. Can you get the other 2?
Is he?
As a writer,
Right.
It's as a writer.
Did he
It's
write?
not as it's so wait, right now you said it's Knocked Up and
Knocked Up as the actor and as a writer, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters
Yeah.
Vacation not on there.
Vacation's not on there, but it's 2 other movies as a writer. He was in as a writer. He could have starred in them as well.
Did he write? Was he one of the writers on Animal House?
He may have been, but it's not in his top 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was or not.
I'm going to give him to you. I'm going to give him to you.
Will we not get them?
You
Or
can get
yeah,
it, but
we'll
I
just
mean-
like sit around bumbling about them.
Yeah, it's
there.
Groundhog Day and
Oh,
Stripes.
fucking Groundhog Day, of course, and Stripes. He's the actor in that too.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's actually in
he's in
Groundhog Day.
Day.
He's the doctor that he goes to when he's trying to figure
Small
out
part,
what's
yeah.
happening. Yeah, but it's like a cameo kind of thing. And that's famously the Bill Murray and him like broke up after that. They hated
That was
each
the
other
last
after
movie
that.
they did together, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and,
something
like,
happened on
they-
that movie.
Yeah, and Bill Murray like kissed and made up like on his deathbed. Well, on Howard Ramis' deathbed,
But like not
Bill
publicly.
Murray's.
It was just like yeah,
Not publicly.
Yeah. How about John Hughes? His top 4, all writer for his top 4. You want to try his?
You know all these.
Breakfast Club
Breakfast Club is in there. Yes.
is Vacation.
Vacation
sorry,
is not.
I'm
in
not
there.
gonna know. I'm not gonna know him.
You may know him. Yeah.
Well, I might know him, but I won't know that he wrote him.
Think about the
Is
Anthony
it
Michael.
Animal House?
No.
Animal House. No.
Think about the Anthony Michael Hall movies
Is
we were
it
talking
16 Candles?
No.
Chicago. Think Chicago too.
St. Elmo's Fire?
No. Think Thanksgiving movies.
Thanks.
Oh wow, okay. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yep.
And how about Ferris?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was good with Chicago.
Is that all of them? Did we get all of them or not?
There's one
yet?
more.
Is that Chicago.
So is it's not 16 Candles or Breakfast Club? Is it Pretty in Pink or
Oh wait, it's not Breakfast
Weird
Club?
Science?
Nope. Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, Home Alone.
John
Damn.
Candy.
Home Alone. Wait, what?
Oh, the one where John Candy, Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck. That's it. Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, great
That's
movie.
one of my favorite quotes that I say all the time. Is from
I'm
that
going to
movie.
shove. Oh, is it
Which
take
one?
this quarter and have a rat chew that thing off your face, or is it I'm going to shove this in here and you're going to take all of it when he's trying to load the laundry
When he says
machine?
you ask a lot of questions, and he goes, "It's just because I'm a kid."
I like that.
That is a great
There's a
movie.
part in the movie where he goes like he's just trying to talk and she keeps cutting him off. He's like, I was gonna. And she just keeps cutting him off, and he's like, John
Uncle Buck.
Candy.
Uncle Buck is an underrated great
it's
movie.
a great movie. Yeah. IMDb description: the Griswold family's cross-country drive to the Wally World theme park proves to be much more arduous than they ever anticipated. Having it all planned down to the last detail, well-meaning American paterfamilias,
Wow.
Clark Griswold and his supportive wife Ellen take their two teenagers, Rusty and Audrey, on a cross-country trip from the suburbs of Chicago all the way to sunny California's Wally World amusement park. However, anything that could go wrong does. And before long, Ellen's cousin Catherine and her husband Eddie enter the picture, and Clark is on the verge of blowing a gasket. Gasket. It's just a weird word, right? Wee Wally's wonderful park seems farther and farther away, and although the prospect of a clandestine meeting with the alluring blonde in the fast 1981 Ferrari 308 GTSI, that was for you, Tony, sounds tempting, Clark must do the right thing and find the promised land. How hard can it be to have the perfect vacation?
Clandestine and paterfamilias in the same description.
I was
Dude,
gonna
like
say, did
when
you
they
write
open up their thesaurus and saying like, "I'm going to use
Right?
all the big words."
That was
Did
rough.
What wrote that? Did you write that?
That was
somewhere?
IMDb.
That was IMDb.
That's
They
some
just
nerd
said
that just said
the
like
entire
he can't say
movie.
I was
the
about to
father of the
say.
family. He's got to say the paterfamilia and the clandestine.
That's trying too hard to be.
I feel
use
like they
big
just
words.
went plot point by plot
Yeah.
You
point.
started
through
the
movie.
first sentence or two like it was like
The-
Griswold's going on vacation
because the
anything
first
that can go
sentence is the
wrong.
first description. Then you go a little further down. There's another description. So that first
okay.
sentence is the full description in IMDb at first.
And IMDb,
And
of
then,
course, is open source, so any jerk off can
But
go
it
on
started
there and
off
write.
so normal,
Right?
Yeah.
It was just
I have a
Griswold's going on
question for you guys
vacation.
about this movie. Did you see this when it first came out, or did you like?
I did not because this is rated,
rated R, that's why I
R,
was
and I was
thinking
13,
you couldn't
so I
see
did
it.
not
I had
see
to
this
wait a
in
little
the
while
theater.
before I
so
saw
when
it too.
was the first time you guys saw this?
I probably
Like,
saw it on like HBO or something like that in the
Okay.
late 80s.
I probably saw
I might have
it.
actually, might have actually seen European Vacation first.
I think
That
I
was
saw,
PG-13.
I think I saw European
so-
Vacation first as well. There was also boobs in that, but you got to see Beverly D'Angelo's boobs in this, which was really
Yeah, he
nice.
did. I told Brady to hide his eyes, and he didn't.
I'm glad you did.
Honestly, that was just out of principle. The fact that I'm 19 and he was telling me to hide my eyes. I was like, now I'm just not going to.
Nor should you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did not see this in the theater. I remember this being like, I remember the trailer, like when I was a kid and it came on TV with Chevy Chase going like, "This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy," and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like,
Can't wait
I
to see that,
so
yeah.
want to see this movie, and my parents were not letting me see R-rated movies in the theater at that age.
I gotta say something. This is a bit of sidetrack, but can you believe the things he has said in front of me on this podcast?
Yeah.
And he was telling me,
yeah. Now,
cover
Cover
my
your eyes.
cover your eyes.
do you remember your
But let
first-
me tell you about how I befouled your mother.
Yeah, and it's like I don't even have to tell stories. If they've listened to the podcast, they've heard it happen.
You'll tell some therapist that one time, like, I don't even need to tell you. Here's the exciting new podcast
Yeah, I'll
from
play-
2022.
I'll just play the
Here's the
episode.
time I was on there doing Blade Runner, and my dad said a bunch of horrible shit.
Do you remember what your first rated R movie was?
Oh,
I was trying to think if
probably Step Brothers.
I want to say it had to be a horror movie for me. I want to say maybe Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, I saw all those Friday the 13th young. I mean,
I can't remember
Michelle and I had an
exactly,
agreement
but-
with the kids, like we were not going to be those kinds of parents that didn't let the kids see stuff. But I remember not Logan, but Daniel coming downstairs, and Michelle and Logan or Michelle and Daniel were watching a movie, and every other word was like motherfucker. And I'm like,
That's like you want him to
Daniel,
watch.
Daniel was like 10 or 12. I'm like, what are you watching? And she's like, I don't know. It's like,
It's like you want him to
some
watch
movie.
Stand
I'm
By
like-
Me, but then there's a
Yeah,
curse
but-
word every
but
other
like
word in the
every
movie.
word. I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is a hard R movie.
I
Here.
think it was,
All right.
I think it was
Step
This
Brothers is
the
R. I can't. I don't
This is
remember
the
that
end?
movie being rated R.
I
Step
think the
Brothers,
movie
right,
that they were watching was This
is
is the end.
Step Brothers rated R?
I can't remember. I guess it was.
Step
right?
Brothers.
Yeah, it is,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Very rated R.
Yeah, that was the first rated R.
Oh, you're saying this is the end is the movie that Your mom and Danny were
I'm
watching?
pretty sure.
Okay.
Because I
This is
came
the
down,
end?
I
Okay.
came down.
It's a great movie.
It's awesome.
I like that movie. Yeah.
But I came down and it was obviously just James Franco and Seth Rogen and
Oh my god,
Jonah
it's so
Hill.
crazy watching
Danny
because
McBride's in
what
there.
were we
Danny
watching the
McBride,
other day?
yeah.
Oh, I was
my
watching
God.
the new Righteous Gemstones where every other word was just motherfucker. I'm like, damn, this
Even
is,
John Goodman started saying
yeah.
This episode was good.
What do you,
This week's
how old
episode
were
was
you when
great.
how old were you when you saw Sausage Party?
so that was probably like 7th grade, 8th grade.
Oh, so that's already like 12 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Nah, because we were in middle school.
That one's
Maybe
not.
s-
That was like a very sexual
that's-
movie as well.
Well, I
too,
had
man.
Logan was here with a bunch of his friends, and they all wanted Sausage Party to just come out on like whatever HBO, Netflix, or something
No,
like that. So
I
Logan said, "Can we watch it?" And I was like, "Well, there were people here, friends of Logan's that, and probably friends of Brady too, that were like, I don't know if I'm allowed to watch that." So we actually called parents and said, "Hey, we're going to watch this R-rated movie."
I
Is that
remember
okay?"
getting that call.
And are you okay with us watching this movie? Everybody was okay with it. So the kids watched Sausage Party. And then the next day, I watched Sausage Party. And I was like, how did I allow this? This movie is like the most vile piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. I was like, I let a bunch of like young kids watch this movie. I was like,
That
wow,
movie-
my God. If a parent had called me and said, "Can your kid watch this?" I'd be like, okay. And then watch it the next day. I'd be like, I might sue that guy now. I might
Did you
sue
have
him
any
for-
like pushback at all, like or anybody? everybody was
one
just like, yeah.
one of their friends was kind of like, I'm not allowed to watch anything like this, and so I was friends with his dad because he played poker with us and stuff like that. So I called him, I think myself. I was like,
Yeah.
listen, man, I'm like, it's cool. It's just a cartoon, and they might say fuck once or twice,
I think
or
150
show
times.
things being fucked a million times. I was like, oh my god,
I watched that with Christine.
Oh, that is.
that movie
right,
is
Just to
Christine
watch her
watched it?
fall apart.
I honestly hated that movie because I was like, this is uncomfortable. I was like,
it is
it
a
was like-
foul movie.
I mean,
Foul.
It's yeah.
but to a bunch of middle schoolers, it was awesome.
Oh yeah, and believe me, I giggled a bunch of times
for
watching
no,
it.
oh no, even at the time when I was watching,
Brady was the only one that didn't.
I
enjoy it.
love-
We were all cracking up.
I'll watch like I love raunchy things, but the scene with Nick Kroll, he's
Yeah,
the,
Nick,
he's the
douche, right? Yeah,
and the
yeah.
juice box. I was like, I actively hate this movie. I
Oh,
was like,
that's
this
funny.
is
I just
uncomfortable.
put that together. Nick Kroll plays the douche on Parks and Rec too. I've never thought about that until just now.
Did you finish the league yet?
Nah, wherever I left off, we haven't gotten back to
That's
it. I
a
got to
fun
get back.
show,
Oh yeah, I
man.
want to get back into it.
I
for
actually
sure.
have seen that whole show.
I've watched it twice
I-
now. Yeah,
Nick Kroll in that show is amazing.
he's such an
Ruxin's-
asshole. In that,
Ruxin's
man.
the best character.
All right,
let's go into this
but we're
cast,
doing
right?
vacation, right?
Yeah. Chevy Chase is playing Clark Griswold.
Real tomato ketchup, Patty?
That's a good line. I like
Clark
that line.
W. Griswold.
I had
That's
that
my
written down in
favorite
notes.
one.
That's what I have.
Is that your
written
favorite
down.
line?
That's your favorite one.
I
That's
knew.
everyone.
I
Real
knew. I
tomato
have
ketchup,
it
Eddie? Nice.
I say that a
He
lot.
got
says
your
it
favorite
all the
line.
time.
I've said
Tomato
that
ketchup,
a
Eddie?
bunch of
That's what
times.
you say.
I've said that one a bunch of times as well. So yeah, I could say. Do you want to give your favorite line now or no?
I gotta find it.
I got mine right here, and mine is, "Here's the leash, sir. I'm going back to get the rest of the carcass off the road."
Yeah.
That's my favorite line. Favorite line? Favorite line?
Mine's from actually cousin Vicky.
I think I have an idea. Do you have it here?
I think I do.
Yeah.
You want me to play it?
Yeah, you can.
See if this is it.
I'm going steady, and I French kiss.
So everybody does that.
Yeah, but Daddy says I'm the best at it.
I mean,
That's so good. You ever bop your bologna?
I have written down only one quote in this entire thing, so that must be my favorite line because I wrote it down for a specific reason, and that is, "Kids, you noticing all this plight." And that scene is one of my favorite movie scenes in the history of movies, when they drive into St. Louis and, excuse me, Holmes, like just the white bread guy coming into the hood, and oh my God, kids, you noticing all this plight, and then you hear the gunshot and roll them up.
Well, I better ask these guys how to get back on the expressway. Pardon me. I wonder if you could tell me how to get back on the expressway. He says, "Hey, fuck your mama."
I got that one.
His line after that is like, "Thank you very much."
Pardon me. I wonder if you could tell me how to get back on the expressway. Fuck your mom. Thank you very much.
That "thank you very much" is so perfect.
My favorite line is, "You noticing all this plate, or you seeing all this plate," but also We're all gonna have so much fucking fun. We're gonna need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smile.
It's really funny because this movie,
I had that whole dialogue.
this movie doesn't really become R-rated until Clark loses his mind. There's like an F-bomb here and there and a couple of Beverly and D'Angelo's boobs, but once Clark loses his mind,
The last,
I have that
last
one.
15 minutes of the movie was all R-rated.
I think you're all fucked in the head. We're 10 hours from the fucking fun park and you want to bail out. Well, I'll tell you something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I'm gonna have fun, and you're gonna have fun. We're all gonna have so much fucking fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles. You'll be whistling zippity-doo-dah out of your assholes.
I gotta be crazy. I'm on a pilgrimage to see a moose. Praise Marty Moose. Holy shit.
I gotta be honest, like, I went on a lot of family vacations as a kid. Logan, unfortunately, didn't as much. Like, Logan and we would go to the Poconos, we go to Outer Banks, stuff like that. But like, my dad dragged us to, like, we're going to Chicago, we're going to New Orleans, we're going to San Antonio, and like,
Now you drove there?
a lot of the times we would drive there, and he would have a conference wherever we were going, so it would take like a week to get there, and then he'd have the conference for a week, and then we'd fly home or something like that. I've always pictured Clark Griswold as my father. Like, there were so many times where the vacations were like this, where it was just like, we are seeing my dad was very like into politics and history and all that stuff. So we would go visit some 17th century house where some person that died 400 years ago stayed one night, and we're like, looking at this dumb house, and we're 5 hours out of the way of wherever we're going. I'm like, this is a vacation. This is a National Lampoon vacation we're on right here. Why are we doing this? Logan doesn't remember this, but when his brother was young,
It's
is it recording are you texting my voice?
It's recording
When his brother was young, we went to Washington State, and we drove hours out of the way to see a mountain that we could have seen 4 hours before. It would have just been smaller on the horizon. We drove to see this mountain. And I remember Michelle, like, in my ear going like, are we just going to die? Are we just going to keep driving till we die? And we have a 2-year-old sitting next to us crying, like, I don't want to be in the car anymore. And my dad's just driving. We have to get the mountain and see the mountain. And my dad and Clark Griswold have a lot of the same DNA as far as family vacations go.
We used to do a vacation every year too, and my most Clark Griswold remembrance is we had a minivan. It wasn't a minivan at the time, but it was a short and big van, and the Morrows and us were driving. I think we were in Kentucky, and I had to pee, and I told my dad, and he flipped out on me, and he just pulled the car over on the freeway, and he was like, anybody who has to pee better pee now. And 5 little boys poured out of that and peed on the side of the road in absolute fear.
That's why you have your pee problems now?
Well, now because I don't have a prostate to stop it.
All right, that makes sense. I thought maybe that and the prostate.
I'll be honest, he's a good. We went on a lot of road trips when I was younger, and he was actually a good. We did fun things.
Thank you.
I'll say we did do fun things. I never remember being like, really, we're looking at this.
Hating it.
Well, I never took my kids on a let's just go see the biggest ball of twine kind of vacation, because Michelle would have never stood for that. Michelle's not going to do any learning kind of vacation. So
that's why we always went to an amusement
Christine
park.
didn't stand for it
Or a
either,
beach.
but she went on.
Yeah.
Because
no, Michelle's like, we're going to the beach, or we're going to the mountains, and we're going there. And there will be no learning on this expedition. We will just drive there and get there.
Losing brain cells.
He did have a Clark Griswold moment, I guess, when we were going to Colorado, or we were coming home or to Colorado, and we were driving by St. Louis, and I really wanted to go to the Arch.
Oh my God.
The Arch.
And he said,
and I was like,
no.
can we go to the Arch? And like, it wasn't really off the table yet. And then Katie called, and she's just a moron and got the turtle killed. And he got pissed off that the turtle died, and he was like, and then he just freaked out, and we didn't go into St. Louis. We didn't even go into St. Louis. He drove by.
That was funny in this movie where they're like, oh my God, it's the Arch. Can we go to it?
Oh,
And Clark's just like, no.
I could see the Arch.
I was going to get that soundbite.
I could see the Arch, and it was identical to Vacation, because I was like, please, can
we
go
were
to
going
the Arch?
across that bridge.
And you were like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, it was literally the same view. I remember looking at the Arch, the same view as in the movie. And he's like, no, we can't go now.
I didn't sing Old Man River, though.
He had so many like the songs he was singing when he was running in the desert. One of my personal Clark Griswold moments I can think of myself where I was the driver of the family. We were coming home from the Poconos and it was snowing like blindly.
Super hot chick in their
No, nothing like that. Blinding snow. Like my wipers were going as fast as they could. Couldn't see anything. The kids were very young, and Logan's like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, we're like a half hour, 45 minutes from home. Hold it. Just hold it. And finally, he's like, I can't hold it anymore. I got to stop. We got to stop. We got to get off the road. So I'm like, fine. So I we're on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I get off, and I am just hydroplaning like across the exit. I'm just like, oh shit. I'm like, I can't stop. And I hit the car that's also there. And so I hit the car. And I'm like, oh, and I was going like 5 miles an hour, but I'm like, I cannot believe I couldn't stop. So I get out of the car. I'm all angry. I'm talking to the guy that I just hit, and no one's gotten out of the car to pee. But now I've hit a guy because he had to pee. So I open the door and I'm like,
you're gonna fucking
you better go to the bathroom right now. I'm like, I just hit a guy because you had to go to the bathroom, so you better get the fuck out of this car right now.
Man, I can sympathize with you on that.
Did you go? I did.
He might have already gotten in his pants at that point.
I think I like threw up at that point.
Oh yeah,
that's the only memory I have of being like having that kind of meltdown in the car with the kid.
That's
I mean,
blinding anger.
Yeah. I was so mad because I hit a guy. I mean, I don't get in an accident, so I was,
you want to try Clark's or Chevy's top 4?
Caddyshack.
Bingo.
Fletch.
No.
No Fletch.
Vacation.
Is Vacation in there? Yeah.
Modern Problems.
How many vacations?
Modern Problems is a good movie, but it's
how about
not in there.
How many
Foul Play?
vacations are in there?
Just this one.
Foul Play.
Foul Play. No.
Is the Chevy Chase show on there?
No.
Community.
No.
Cops and Robertsons.
No.
SNL.
No.
Oh yeah, SNL. Duh. Like, we only have 2.
3.
Nope. You have National Lampoon's Vacation and Caddyshack. That's it.
And no Fletch.
No
right?
Fletch.
Damn.
And not Fletch Lives either.
No.
Damn.
Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
I like that movie.
The last one you should get though.
What year? What era?
It's mid 80s.
Oh wow.
After this, obviously.
Not Caddyshack 2, right?
No.
That movie sucked.
There's 2 other guys.
Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
I'll tell you, man. Vacation, Caddyshack, and Fletch. There's a reason why I still hold Chevy Chase in the
Throw Modern Problems in
highest.
there, too.
And I saw Modern Problems in the theater, but like those 3 movies are like,
I never saw that in the theater.
they are etched in my brain. I mean, Fletch is my favorite movie of all time, but like Caddyshack, I know is Brian's favorite movie. What's that?
You've read the books too.
I read
Fletch,
a lot, but I read the books because I saw the movie and I was like, I need more of this.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase is not in the books, but Fletch, Caddyshack, Vacation are.
Caddyshack would be my 100.
Yeah,
That's
right.
my 100 score.
And Fletch is probably my 100. And Caddyshack is probably like Vacation is my least favorite of the 3, and it's still one of my all-time favorite movies.
Where would you put Caddyshack 2?
Caddyshack 2. I would put Caddyshack number 2. Caddyshack 2 I would put way down there.
You would take a number 2.
That movie is
Caddyshack
that
2.
movie is an insult. Although Jackie Mason's kind of funny in that movie, but it's still a wretched movie. It's not good.
You mean Krusty's dad?
Yes, indeed.
Beverly D'Angelo, Ellen Griswold. You got to see her boobies.
You know, I thought it was a nip slip at first. Like I didn't know what
In the shower.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
And I
weird.
was like-
It's
I was
weird
like,
that they showed
I was
her.
like, because they showed like
He
they
came in doing the psycho theme, right?
But they
He's like,
started with it like how they start like most like if a girl's taking a shower, like they started like above the
Oh yeah.
chest. I was like,
Then he
that-
scared her and she
Then you'll
jumped.
see
out.
like
I was like,
you'll
I
see
just-
just like from the like thigh down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, did I just see her nipple? And then obviously everything was shown. I was like, oh, okay.
It was
Yeah.
weird
It was
that
meant
like.
for her.
Why did they show her naked? Like, I guess
I don't know,
Beverly
but she shows
D'Angelo was
in,
cool with it,
she
but
shows
like
in European Vacation too.
And I was wondering about that because Michelle and I just watched the last like half hour of European Vacation the other day because it was on, and it's of course that scene in Italy where they find that the porno's been made with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, Was she naked in that at the beginning of that? But I
takes a video of her.
Right,
remember?
yeah. But I was like, I think they actually showed her naked in that too. I guess she was just cool being naked. Christy Brinkley was not.
She dated Al Pacino for quite some time too.
And what led to that, Logan? We were talking about that before. What led to the Al Pacino Beverly D'Angelo relationship?
What do you mean?
What came from that?
We were talking about twins?
Yeah, they have twins. She was like 50 when they had twins.
Really?
Yeah. She was like, they were both older people.
And
when they
now,
had-
is it Al Pacino is having a kid?
and he's 80 or something.
He's
like
79.
that.
He's having a kid. And De Niro just had one. That's 78 or whatever he is.
There should be some kind of national mandate, like after like 55. That should be it. That should be the cutoff.
These
No more.
ladies, they just want that name. They're
And
gonna have
now
the
that kid's
Pacino-
getting like paid off. Like she's like, yeah, I'll fuck you. You're 80. You're gonna be dead soon. Like I'm getting all that money or
Yeah,
some of it
Well,
at
I
least.
don't even know if they're getting.
Well, they got
the kid's got to be in the
They
will.
have other kids.
She's got to
I'm saying.
support the kid.
Yeah, the kid's got to be in the will, and the kid's like
kid's
mom
gonna,
goes
that kid's gonna be
glom
set for
on.
life.
the
Yeah.
sooner the sooner De Niro or Pacino dies, like that's the
As soon as
longer
kid
that
turns
money has to
18
be
or whatever, yeah.
That's a good move. You guys should look into that. Have a
Marry
relationship
rich,
with
man.
an old man,
Marry rich.
or it could be a woman if she's.
Do you want to try Beverly's top 4?
I mean, besides the Vacations and Entourage, I don't really know anything.
She's
else.
got all 3 vacations, or National Lampoon's Christmas, and Vegas. They're no European. There's one other movie that she's in outside of the Vacations that is in the top 4. You want to try? You said what?
I say Entourage,
No.
but that's the only thing I really remember her from.
As soon as I tell you, you're gonna know it. So I'll tell you. American History X. She was in.
She Ed Norton's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw that movie.
Or the other
but
kid's mom.
Eddie Furlong.
Yeah. Possibly. She was one of the moms, but she was heavily into the.
She's the mom because
skinhead
she's
and
dating
everything, right,
Jack Geller.
Harold Gould. Elliot Gould?
Elliot Gould. Yeah.
That scene.
That dinner scene.
I haven't seen.
Oh my god.
You never saw American History X?
I was going to talk about
didn't
the
either.
scene with her in Vacation.
Oh, in Vacation.
When,
I was thinking American History.
Well, the
X.
scene you were talking about with her in the motel, I love how when the bed is like shaking, he doesn't try to fix it at all. He just moves.
He moves to the floor.
He just goes to the floor.
And the fact that he has like $30 in quarters just
sitting on the
Rusty just had to
bedside
come in
table.
and unplug
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't try to fix it at all. He's just like,
I actually have in
puts
my
stuff on
notes
the
like,
floor.
have you? And this is geared more towards older people. Like, have you ever been in a hotel where there's a vibrating?
I
bed?
had that in my notes too. I've never seen.
Yeah, I've never
bed.
actually seen
I
that.
have.
Oh, have you really?
I used to harass my parents because we stayed in crappy hotels, and I used to harass my parents.
I thought that was just the
for
thing that you
quarters.
saw on TV shows.
Like,
and
was that
movies.
the deal? We stayed in a crappy hotel. At least I get a vibrating bed.
Yeah, actually, I got a quote from the shower scene.
Can I do your back, honey?
I've already done my back.
Can I do your front?
Go do your own front.
That's a good.
do your own
I like
front.
that. All right. Imogene Coca. She played Aunt Edna.
Well, am I going to eat or am I going to starve to death?
I use that quote a lot too.
That's a good one. I use that as well. She died in 2001, age 92. Natural causes. You want to guess her top 4?
Couldn't even make a
Rowan
educated
and Martin, was she in that?
guess. She did some like Shirley Temple stuff back in the old days.
Shirley
and-
Temple's storybook is
Oh.
in her top 4.
Wow.
But the rest was National Lampoon's Vacation. She was in Moonlighting and Alice in Wonderland.
The Moonlighting, the Bruce Willis show.
I believe so.
Oh
yeah.
wow! I watched that show. I don't remember her being on that.
Me neither.
I knew she was actually in a car accident. She broke her eye socket and was blinded in the one eye that's like kind of like her lazy eye. Like she was in a car accident and that like caused her blindness, and
I read
that's why
about,
sure her eye was all fucked. Like her eyes, like especially after the car crashes, and they're just beat red. And I'm like, how did they? Like, did they just tell her like we're gonna rub your eyes real hard?
She felt bad on the set because she said she felt like she was being so mean to everybody. That's not her, the kind of person she is.
The character she was playing, okay.
was so mean to everybody. She was like extra nice to people on the set because like she felt like she was just being so rude to them.
When she swings the door open, like it's her introduction. It's such a good introduction.
With the walker.
With the walker. Her like physical comedy.
Clark's like, not urine.
It's like it's like K-drama sound effects and
Yeah, it is.
Maybe
but,
that's why I love it.
Playing cousin Eddie is Randy Quaid.
She was born without a tongue, Clark.
That's you pulled. Huh?
I love that one.
That's a great one, though.
What did she say? But she can eat like a. Oh, but she can eat like a.
I
horse.
have it here. Hold on. I had it here.
And whistle like a something. Whistle like a bird.
Whistle like
Here,
a bird,
horse.
eat like a horse.
She was born without a tongue, Clark, but don't you worry about her. She whistles like a bird and eats like a horse.
Now, not to get ahead of ourselves, but in Vegas Vacation, some of these kids come back. Like little Vicky's now this stripper, and like is the tongueless girl in that too? Like I remember they have a bunch of other
They have a whole bunch
young
of
kids.
They have
Yeah.
the one boy who his lips are.
Oh right, yeah. One more, he's gonna seal his mouth shut. Is that what's his face? Is that
Cousin Dale?
I don't
Dale,
think so.
is that
He's
Dale?
Too old for that.
Yeah, I
But
don't
you
think
know how
so.
these kids like age and don't age. You know, the Christmas Vacation, the kids are younger than this
Yeah.
movie.
True.
Do you want to try Randy Quaid's top 4?
Independence Day,
Yes.
Caddyshack 2,
No.
Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
or Vegas Vacation. He's in. Yeah, no, is Vacation in it?
Christmas Vacation, not this vacation. No.
Only Christmas is.
The only that's the only vacation. Christmas.
Shitter's full.
Going crazy in Canada.
Yeah. He's doing signings now.
Yeah, is he back in America now?
All I know
like
is he was
crazy.
in one of those whatever Wizard World's called now, Fans Edge or whatever it is. He was in like Dallas or whatever, and he was signed. If I get to one, and he's there. I'm totally getting that.
Randy
autograph,
Quaid
man.
famously like
He's
went
insane,
crazy,
right?
and
Yeah.
He's got a
saying-
giant beard.
people
now.
were like threatening him and
The
his wife's
Star
life.
Killers.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of star
He's
killers.
trying to
That's
like out
why
people in Hollywood. Yeah.
That's why like certain celebrities have died because there's someone out there trying to kill them. But like, who's trying to kill Randy Quaid? Like,
And
is he
Brittany
really on
Murphy
your?
was one of the ones he said that
Yeah.
the Star Killers killed, and it's like, who would kill
Why?
Brittany
Yeah.
Murphy?
And why are you trying to kill Randy Quaid? Like,
That's why
okay.
I guess that's what makes it interesting.
Like George Clooney dies, you're like, oh, might be happening. But Randy Quaid dies, you're
so
like,
his other two
overdose.
were The Last Detail and Kingpin.
Oh my
Kingpin.
god, Kingpin, and he's
Kingpin is
awesome
a
in
great
Kingpin.
movie.
One of the I only have like 3 DVDs, and one of them is Kingpin.
Kingpin is
Have
such
we
a
wa-
good
have
one,
you watched
man.
Kingpin? No.
No.
Bill Murray,
The
Woody
Amish-
Harrelson.
It's another one put on your
Bill,
list, man.
I never forced you to watch.
That's a great
Oh,
one too.
yeah,
That's
we'll be
that's
watching
the
that.
Farley brothers, the guys that did Dumb and Dumber, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a lot of that kind of humor. in
Me,
it,
Myself, and
obviously.
Irene. I'm trying to think of other Farley brothers movies.
Speaking of Dumb and Dumber, is Mockingbird.
I have that in my notes. I'm like, who did it better?
I
Who
was
did it
like-
better?
I was
Harold
like,
and
is
Harold
that-
and
I almost got that
Harry
soundbite.
and Lloyd.
Is that just like the vacation song or something? If like you're on a road trip,
Like that's a
you
good
just-
road trip song. Yeah.
Mock.
I think Harry and Lloyd sing Mockingbird
Hey.
better
Yeah.
because they do what the Spanish people do. Mock. See.
Playing Rusty was Anthony Michael Hall,
Whoop, whoop.
and his top 4, not any of the vacation movies. Obviously, just this one would have been in there, but
Breakfast Club?
no. Breakfast Club is
Dead
not.
Zone.
Dead Zone is not.
Halloween
Dead-
Kills.
Oh, he
Halloween
wasn't in
Kills
Dead
is
Zone.
not.
Edward
Dead
Scissorhands.
Zone.
Dead Zone, the TV series.
Oh, I was gonna say that's Christopher Walken. But
Edward Scissorhands.
No,
Weird Science.
no. His top 4: War
Whoa.
Machine,
Oh,
Live by Night, Foxcatcher. That's the
the hell are these movies?
he's got like
That's
great
rest-
all time great movies.
That's a wrestling movie, right?
Which one?
The wrestling movie with
the Fox one.
Delaware. Yes, I think
Oh.
Stephen Colbert or whatever, or one of those guys. Steve Carell, maybe. Yeah, and then the come on the mic. Yeah, your dad's gonna yell at you. And the last one was The Dark Knight.
Okay,
to
we were
Mike
talking about
again.
that before I was in the Dark
Oh
Knight.
yeah, I didn't even know he was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He's the reporter. He gets hung upside down,
And that was in his top 4, The Dark Knight.
but not
Yeah,
any of his like as a kid
feel like
movies.
he's-
Like Breakfast
Yeah, I don't
Club's
understand
gotta
why
be
that
in
wasn't
there.
I
in
feel like
yeah.
he smashed the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I mean he's
16
like
Candles. Should have
16
been in
Candles
there,
for
yeah.
sure. That's nuts. Like who?
Yeah, I don't understand why he didn't.
The
make it in
algorithm that picks these movies. Like,
there. Playing Audrey Griswold was Dana Barron.
yeah, I don't. Did she ever do anything?
I know
ever
her from
again?
one other thing. Now, her top 4 is National Lampoon's Vacation, Heaven Help Us, Happy, Thank You More, Please. But the other thing that I knew her from, she played Nikki Witt, 9 episodes, season 3, Beverly Hills 90210.
Nikki Witt.
The Beverly Hills, like the 90s version?
The 90s version
Oh, wow.
of 90210. She
Okay.
was in 9 episodes. I remember her. I didn't remember 9 episodes, but I mean,
I don't remember her being on that. I mean, I watched Beverly Hills at that time, but I'm sure there was a young actress that I just thought, I didn't know that was
another young actress.
Yeah, I mean, it was all young actresses, but
because then Tiffany Thiessen.
I was gonna say that was one of those shows that was
Kelly
like
Kapowski.
a breeder for like women like that were trying to make the next step. The Shannon Doherty's. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure those guys. Aaron Spelling had a train going on in his office, being like, "Donna, bring your friends up here."
Playing Roy Wally was Eddie Bracken. He died
Took the whole clan to Florida one year. Worst 2 weeks I ever had in my life. The smell from the back seat was to unbearable. I knew that smell.
I knew that smell.
2002, he passed away, age 87, complications from surgery. National Lampoon's Vacation is in his top 4.
That's one of my biggest fears. To roll me into and that's it.
Nah,
they put
top
the IV
4. I
in.
don't think you guys are going to get any.
Nah,
so
Logan and I were talking. Logan thought he knew him from something else.
You may have known him from Rookie of the Year. Did you
Never
see
seen
that?
it. I haven't seen that one.
Hail the Conquering Hero and the Miracle of Morgan's Creek. No.
He looks so familiar, and I
think because they tried to make him look like Disney.
like Roy Disney or Walt even, yeah.
Playing the Camp Comfort K with a K for both
Camp
of those.
Comfort.
Camp Comfort clerk, Brian Doyle Murray.
Is that KKK? Can't come.
He didn't know the clerk is a C. They should have had a K.
That was
for that
Krusty's
too, yeah.
Krusty's
Crab?
Krusty the Clown's comedy specialist was KKK.
His top 4. You want to try? No.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack is in there. Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day is in there. Yeah.
Scrooge.
No.
Cabin Boy.
No.
Oh, so good.
Cabin
Boy. He's done a million more things than Bill Murray. Like he's like in everything. Anytime
he's a character actor.
Yeah. Anytime there's an SNL guy doing a movie, he's in it. Bill Murray doesn't have to be.
Get
in
a Life.
Ooh,
good.
That's a good show, but no.
Oh. Speaking of Chris Elliott,
there is a SNL movie in his top 4.
Coneheads.
Scrooge. You said that right.
No, Coneheads. No.
Blues
Damn
Brothers.
It. He's been in everything. I don't know. I couldn't. We could just
Groundhog Day. You got that one right, but JFK he was in.
Is he really? Wow. Because everybody's in that. I don't remember him being
everybody's
in that.
But the SNL movie Wayne's World.
Oh, he's the
arcade owner.
Noah's Arcade. Yeah, he's Noah.
Playing cousin Catherine, Miriam Flynn, who we just saw in a movie last week or 2 weeks ago, Mr. Mom.
Oh, right. I was like, was she in Strange Brew?
Yep. And
that's right. She
Mr.
was in
Mom
that, yeah.
and Mr. Mom and National Lampoon's Vacation are in her top 4, along with Vegas Vacation and Babe.
The pig movie? Oh, is she in that?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that. I don't remember her being in that, but
up
you don't have a clip for her? You
don't have my favorite quote either. Motorcycle cop James Keach.
No.
That's who we got next. The motorcycle cop James Keach. Stacy's little brother.
Yeah, it's so funny because when I looked at him this time, I mean, I've seen this movie 1,000 times and he's never made an impression on me. And I'm looking at him like, damn, he looks familiar. And so I looked him up and his last name's Keach. I'm like, oh, he's got to be Stacy Keach's brother or son or something like that.
Yep.
Because he looks just like Stacy Keach.
His top 4, I don't think you're going to get any of them either. Right?
I mean, I wouldn't have known him up until today.
Yeah, Vacation's in there, but Walk the Line he was in, The Long Riders, and Waiting for Forever. But
is he still alive? I guess
he's still alive. Yeah. Up next was playing the car salesman Eugene Levy.
A lot of SCTV people in here.
I would say that he was
no, I didn't grab because it was in the beginning of the movie, so I was like, I gotta reserve.
I would say he was not playing a character. That is every car salesman I've ever met in my life. Like just the slimiest, shittiest, lying piece of crap. Like that is the
how you
car
doing,
industry,
Ruben? Ruben, right?
And then Clark called Claude, or well, she called him Claude later on, but he calls him something not Clark. He calls him something else.
Ed, this is not the car I ordered. I distinctly ordered the Antarctic Blue Super Sports Wagon with the CB and the optional Rally Fun Pack. What do you think was in the Rally Fun Pack?
Probably had a thing on the top, the luggage rack on the top.
The luggage wouldn't fall 1,500 times throughout this movie.
And then Ed said to him, "You didn't order the metallic P?"
I liked when he said Davenport. Where's the Griswold's car? And he came over. I don't know.
He's like, you know what? I know what happened. It didn't arrive yet.
The one line I thought you would have got that Ed says to Clark, but then Clark says to Ellen, he says, "You think you hate it now? When are you driving?"
I was going to get it when he was sitting in it, and the airbag went off.
That airbag went off twice in this movie. Like, don't they have to be factory reset?
But that was, you can see it was such a garbage bag. It was a hefty,
because it didn't even really inflate all the way. It was just an inconvenience. He had to tap it down with his hands.
How about they had to stop the newspapers because they were going away for 2 weeks?
That was the thing back then.
Christine made a comment about that. She's like, "Where the hell are they going?"
I told her if we were going away for 2 weeks, I remember our newspaper stopping, the mail stopping.
Because you didn't want to come home to 2 weeks of the newspaper,
and they would sit there, and the rain would come, and they just get all gross and everything like that. The newspapers used to be such a big deal, man. Oh my God, such a big deal.
we saw them thriving, and then we saw them come to an end. Basically, or sputtering out now.
I mean, I wouldn't even know if they still actually put out real physical newspapers anymore. I'm sure they do, but
I got a job offer from the New York Times print warehouse where they actually had the robots and everything, and I was going to work in the knock. And then I got another job offer that I took, and within 3-4 years, that job was gone.
Yeah.
Well, you would have been out of the job.
Yeah.
You'd have a successful job blogging online now.
You want to try Eugene Levy's top 4?
Schitt's Creek.
Definitely Schitt's Creek.
No, I did not make it in there.
Wow.
Not as a creator.
He's got four
Johnny Rose. Oh my God.
It's 4 movies.
How is Schitt's Creek
nothing
not?
in television?
Is Over the Hedge in there?
No.
How about Splash?
Splash is not.
How about?
Damn, he's in like an Adam Sandler or something.
Yeah. How about American Pie?
American Pie is in there. Yes, that's the only one of them though. Just
the first one.
Yeah.
He is one of those he's a character actor, but he's so specific looking. It's like every time he shows up, you're like, Eugene Levy.
Yep.
Oh, I saw him and I was like, only one person has his eyebrows.
His eyebrows,
yeah. Jesus,
if it's not
man.
him, it's Martin Scorsese.
I always, when I was younger, I remember getting Eugene Levy and Harold Ramis kind of mixed up. I was always not sure which one was which, but I mean, now I know them, but I remember when I was young being like, is this Harold Ramis or Eugene Levy? I'm like, I think that I felt that in Splash. I wasn't sure which one was which. What else? I'm
going to give him to you.
Yeah.
Waiting for Guffman.
Okay, that's a Christopher Guest movie.
A Mighty Wind.
Another Christopher Guest movie.
And Best in Show.
Which he was awesome, man. He had the 2 left feet, and that is a movie you guys should watch. Best in Show. That's Christopher Guest, the guy that did Spinal Tap and a bunch of other movies, and Eugene Levy is awesome.
I think you would like Christopher Guest.
And that's got like Jane Lynch and
the brother
Jennifer
from
Coolidge and
Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah.
Michael McKean.
Chuck's in it. Chuck's in it, and his husband is the guy that's in all those other movies. He
did a lot of work with Rick Moranis back in the day.
Yeah, good stuff.
I think this is the guy you were talking about, the guy who played in the bar, right? You were asking about the bar scene.
Nah,
right?
I was asking about the one that was at the Grand Canyon, the cash register guy. He's like,
I have a guy who played Grover.
Hey, Grover. No, I don't know who that is.
I thought that might have been the guy at the bar. Then Frank McRae played him.
Oh, was he the guy that shot Clark?
Yeah,
that's who I thought that was.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That might be who that is.
Who is it?
Hey, underpants. Hey, yellow.
I'm all right.
He jumps up.
I love how into it he is.
Yeah.
He's like,
I thought it was a real gun too.
I could be 100% wrong, but I think that's who that is.
Okay, he looked a little bit familiar, that guy. But the guy I'm thinking about is the one who he had to write the check to. He's like, I am writing a check for $1,000. All you have to do is give me $300. You get $700 for being nothing but a total jerk or whatever.
And he ends up stealing it from the cash register. Right?
That guy looked familiar to me. I just don't know what. I even looked him up on IMDb, and that didn't help. I wasn't even sure what his name was to look him up. Grand Canyon cashier hotel guy?
Probably.
Maybe.
Guy at Grand Canyon.
Jerk guy.
Cashier.
Asshole in. Hold up, I'm pulling it up right here. No, this is Frank McRae. So He's one of the cops at the end. Yeah.
He's the one that I thought was the mayor from
He's one of the cops at the end.
At first, when he popped up,
you know what he's
I
in?
thought he was the mayor from the helicopter movie, Blue Thunder. Oh, yeah. And he's been in a couple things we've seen recently.
That's
where he keeps popping
somebody
up.
recently. Bernard.
Yeah.
Was he in Sarah Silverman?
He was in Loaded Weapon 1, License to Kill, Lockup in 1941.
Loaded Weapon 1 is one of those underrated, stupid spoof movies. That's Emilio Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
It's so, and William Shatner's the bad guy in that. It's so stupid, but it's very funny.
Playing Lasky, the guard at Wally World. That was John Candy.
Sorry, folks, park's closed. The moose out front should have told you.
He died very young, 1994. He was only 43 from a heart attack.
That's insane.
Eating
He
too
was
much
only
shrimp.
43.
He was like, he had a plate full of shrimp. They found him face down in it. Like,
Didn't he die in the desert?
they were filming that Wagons East movie, the one with Chandler.
And he had just drank a case of beer with dinner. He would drink a case of beer.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was I didn't know he was a substance abuse kind of guy.
Yeah.
Not that beer is a substance, but
How about his top 4?
Uncle Buck?
Uncle Buck,
Spaceballs.
yes.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, yes.
Wow.
Home Alone.
Home Alone, no.
Vacation?
No.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, yes.
He was in.
You got one more. You mentioned
He's the Oompa band that Catherine O'Hara's in.
He has like the slick back hair.
They're trying to get back to the.
It's near the end of the movie.
He drives them in the van to get back home.
You got one more movie. You mentioned it earlier.
Oh shit!
Great Outdoors.
No, but I love that movie.
That's a great movie. Also,
I just saw it recently on AMC or whatever.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I caught it like the last.
90 minutes. Angelica was telling me today that she's friends with the daughter of the CEO of AMC. She was like talking like all casual. It's like, oh, I was at my friend's house this weekend. She has a great pool and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who is this? She's like, I don't know. Her dad's like the president of AMC. I'm like, AMC? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like,
Wait,
the one
AMC the theater or AMC the TV station?
They're not together. They're not the same thing.
so.
I don't know. Well, one of them, but it was just funny. She was like kind of like casual about that.
She's got to introduce us.
She was just kind of casual about that. I'm like, wait, what? AMC? What are you
I'll go
talking
hang out
about?
at a party at their house or something. That'd be interesting.
They were on vacation. They were away. She was watching the dog. She was in the pool by herself. I was like, come on, guy. I'm like, that's when you have a house party. What are you doing? You should be getting in there, guys. Talk to Angelica. You're her age.
She's fun. She's cool.
So what are we doing? Who are we doing? John Candy's last movie.
You got one movie left.
Damn, man. I want to get it, but
The Blues
Blues Brothers. That's right. I wouldn't have gotten that, but he's the cop in that. Yeah, he's great in that.
Playing.
Hey, wait. We paid for the seat. Let's just stay in. You know what they do.
Playing the girl in the Ferrari was Christy Brinkley.
I told Logan it was a Lamborghini today. That tells you how much I know about cars.
Did you agree? You're like, hey.
Well, I was asking if the car that Chevy Chase was trying to get in the beginning, all I remember was a blue Antarctic sports car. So I was trying to see if she was driving the red version of that.
Yeah.
But he
ended up with the metallic P version of that.
And he thought it was a Lamborghini. I was like, I don't think that was a Lamborghini.
In my mind, a Lamborghini and a Ferrari, you could put them both right here. I'd be like, They're both Italian sports cars. I don't know the difference.
You would tell the
I don't
difference.
think I would.
I would.
You'd be surprised by ignorance.
What about from the logo?
Think about Cannonball Run. That was the Lamborghinis in Cannonball Run.
I couldn't even tell you.
I'm cars. I could.
I am so car ignorant. Like I don't know.
I'm okay
car
with cars.
symbols. Like if I'm driving behind a car and there's the symbol on the back of the car and you ask me what kind of car is that, I'd be like,
my dad,
Audi, Toyota. I'm like, I don't know.
My
what
dad
that
will be
is.
like this. I'll be like, that's a 68.
Oh, my
That's
dad
a
was like, my
64.
dad knew
That's a
all that
69.
stuff.
He knows the year.
I'm like, you know the difference between a 59 and a 60.
He's like,
how do you know that? Like,
in
what?
71, the lights started to go square.
Okay,
Like,
I'm like,
they went from round lights to square lights.
like, why would you know that? But back then they didn't have the internet, so they had to like look at cars.
I literally
baseball cars.
I see cars. I go, oh, it's a big car. Oh, it's a little car. Oh, it's a green car.
I mean,
that's as much.
Michelle yells at me sometimes. Like when we pull into the parking lot, I'm like, oh, who got here before us? And she's like, you know, that's Marty's car. I'm like, no, I don't know that's Marty's car. I'm like, I don't know anybody's car. I don't know what anybody drives. Like if you told me right now you drive a Toyota, I'm like, okay, I don't know that.
Drive?
I don't know. I am terrible at cars, but I also know why I'm terrible at cars. I don't care. I really
I'm
don't care about cars.
We were having the conversation about that the other day because I got new shoes, and I was like, "Yeah, I think there's something Nike. I don't even know." And he's like, "I'm so proud of you that you don't know anything about shoes." I was like, especially playing basketball, and now just
I've been
in general.
I've been getting
everyone
into Nikes
knows
lately, though.
But everyone knows like the difference between LeBron 5s and LeBron 7s, and now the LeBron 18s. Just give me, I don't care. Just put shoes on me.
I'm shocked of your ignorance on that, though, because you're such a basketball guy.
You would think you would have more of a.
No, I got like good basketball shoes.
Could you tell that these
once
are?
a year?
Could you tell that these are Jordans? I'm wearing Jordan low top Jordans.
Yeah, I could tell by the logo.
Yeah,
like that.
Those are good looking shoes.
I would only know because you have the swoosh on the side that's a Nike. That's all I know.
It says Air Jordan on the back.
They're red and
I
black.
saw that.
They're
They're cool.
awesome
They're
looking.
cool looking shoes for sure.
Jumpman.
On the tongue there. Yeah, okay. I see the Jordan.
But I mean, all my friends used to come.
Jason wearing this is a polished turd right here. This is what those shoes are.
I look good, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm starting. Listen, I got some cash in my pocket. You know, I'm going to use it.
But
you know
they were. I mean,
you look good.
Thank you.
Kids used to show up with different shoes every single game.
Oh yeah,
that's
I know
nuts.
That's crazy. And for the price some of these are, man.
Yeah, they're like $150 and stuff like that.
There was one pair of Nikes I looked
$200.
into. I thought they were awesome because the swoosh was reverse.
Yeah,
Travis Scott.
The Travis Scott's. Yeah,
but they're like $1,500.
The mass murderer Travis Scott, the guy that killed all those people at that concert.
He got off.
Yeah, he's still guilty.
got
Ray
off,
Lewis got
man.
off too, man. Look, his kid.
Ray Lewis is guilty as shit.
His kid died paying for his crime.
Do you want to try Chrissy Brinkley's top 4?
Uptown Girl video?
National Lampoon's Vacation and
Or
Vegas
Stormy.
Vacation. There's 2 other things.
Stormy.
One of them is your favorite Adam Sandler movie.
Ooh, Jack and Jill.
Yep.
What a piece of shit that movie is.
Sorry.
But now that you say that, is Parks and Rec in there?
Parks and Rec,
'Cause she's
yeah.
Jerry's wife,
Yeah.
right? Or Gary's wife, whatever his name is
Jerry.
at the
It was
time.
Jerry, I
well,
think, right?
Jerry,
No, it's
Gary,
Jerry.
yeah, whatever it is. But yeah, and his daughters are all super hot too.
He's funny.
yeah.
He shows up. I'll see him in like other things. I think I saw him in an episode like King of Queens.
He was
or
in.
something
He
like
was in
that,
Better Call Saul. He was
That's
the
right.
security guard at the cameras.
that he was giving food to, right?
The Gene timeline. Where he had to
was
like
giving him
learn.
he was- was he giving
He had to
cinnamon?
learn the Cinnabons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Who
he
is
had-
this?
Jerry from Better Call Saul.
Well, I'm saying, who in Vacation is this?
No, we're saying Christy
We're talking
Brinkley's
from,
Christy
Parks and Rec.
Brinkley's
Oh.
his wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. We
Yeah,
went from one thing to
Yeah,
three other things.
We
Sorry.
were off vacation. Sorry about that. Yeah.
I want to note that Brady went to the bathroom and you guys didn't give him a rash of shit like when I go to the bathroom.
He's a guest.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
And I'm still here.
and I have to pee too.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's embarrassing. We didn't even get to the cast.
I was gonna say this is a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, we're over an hour.
We might
now.
need to take a break.
The cast is so big and we have extra people on. So yeah,
I was
we
about
might.
to say, this is not even.
But I feel.
friendly cast.
I'll tell you what. I feel proud. My bladder feels pretty good right now.
I'm pretty
being on
empty.
flow.
You have a prostate.
I mean, I could
I'm
go.
on Flomax.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Flomax. Yeah, that's good.
I could go, but I could hold it too.
It's very music.
They say
can't
not to
hold it
hold it. It's not
anymore.
good. You can get uromycetitis
I
poisoning
don't
and
want to
die.
get that.
I think I've got that uromycetitis.
My doctor told me that all my levels looked really, really good except for my cholesterol the other day. She's like, everything looks so good for
But
a
your high
person
blood
of your
pressure
age.
too.
Well, that she'd already like treated.
Yeah.
And she said, now it's awesome. She's like, no one ever reacts to the medication this fast. Boom. She's like, your blood pressure's normal. She's like, all right, good for you.
That's nice.
But then she put me on cholesterol medication. So we'll see how that goes.
Statin.
I don't know. Something with a,
Lisinopril.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't
That's what I'm
know.
on.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Were you on something?
Prevestatin.
Prevestatin.
What do you got?
Bring it up. I gotta wait for Brady to talk about this.
Okay, good. That's fine. That's fine.
I was going to bring it up next. Jane Krakowski playing cousin Vicky,
I already had played my sound bite.
Oh yeah, sorry.
and he brought up 30 Rock being in her top 4. That is in her
He
top 4.
did not believe, Brady didn't believe that was Jane Krakowski.
You know, it's so funny because
But
I
also-
know for sure that Jane Krakowski is in this movie. And when they
What
were
movie?
introduced
Oh,
in
this one?
Vacation, and when they're introducing the Randy Quaid's kids, and they say Vicky, I'm like, man, she looks familiar. Where do I know her from? And I'm like, for a
It took
while,
a
I'm like
second.
looking at her. I'm like, I know this girl becomes somebody as an adult. And then it wasn't until she did the French kiss line. I'm like, oh, duh.
So
I'm like, of
she's
course.
National Lampoon's Vacation. is in her top 4. 30 Rock, but you nailed it upstairs. You and Michelle with Ally McBeal and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt are in her other top 4. So you nailed it upstairs.
And I remember I never watched Ally McBeal, but I watched Fox all the time because that was back in the day, Married with Children and Simpsons and stuff like that. And they would always run the commercials for Ally McBeal. And she was in those commercials. And I'd look at the commercials and be like, that show looks terrible. I'm never watching it. So,
but she married Indiana Jones.
Yes, she did.
One of the things I read about was, did you notice that Anthony Michael Hall was taller than Beverly D'Angelo at the end of the movie?
Super short. Yeah.
Well, it's weird that it's
no, because the reason is because in previous scenes he was the same height as her, but this was because Hall grew 3 inches
growing like a weed
after principal photography finished. The ending was reshot 4 months afterward because the original ending failed with test audiences.
Oh, do you know what the original ending was?
Yeah, there was none of that.
I don't know this.
There was none of that at the end. That whole ending was added.
Like the Roy Wally
and they had
ending?
to add in John Candy at the end. They paid him $1 million.
So that wasn't even part of the real ending. How was it? What was the original ending?
I don't know the exact real ending, but I know that John Candy wasn't in it, and they paid him $1 million just to do that part.
Wow, it was John Candy that big at that point? Wow, that's crazy. I wish I knew what the actual real ending was, because this ending seems so natural to the feeling of the movie.
That there's no version of that ever been released with the original ending. But
so it wasn't on the DVD or anything like that?
Chevy Chase says he has a video copy of the original ending. So he might have the only copy.
He's got to release it. Or he's got to like...
Chevy Chase is an asshole. He'll be like, nah, if you want it, I'm not releasing it, because
but after he dies, his family would release it, I bet you.
Probably. Wow, that's crazy. $1 million for like 10 minutes, not even like 8 minutes.
And that was back then.
He did get shot in the ass.
And I don't remember, was John Candy that big at that point? Like, I feel he wasn't like...
I think so.
Yet that big. 1983?
I mean, it wasn't
like we're not doing any John Candy movies this year. We didn't do any last year. So,
John Candy was paid $1 million for his brief appearance at the end of this movie.
Wow. Good for him.
I'll look up his top 5 or his top movies in the 80s there.
He was killing it on SCTV now.
I guess.
But keep talking. What do you guys got?
I was gonna say
I was going to his. So
I'm in there.
He was in Heavy Metal and Blues Brothers already. So like he had done some stuff, but
he was in a lot of TV.
Yeah,
a lot of
Brewster's
TV
Millions.
here.
Oh, Brewster's Millions. That's on his top 4. I just saw Brewster's Millions. How is that not?
He was in Lost and Found, 1941, The Blues Brothers, Double Negative, Tales of the Klondike, Stripes. He had done Heavy Metal.
God damn it, Stripes, man.
That's not in his top 4.
Oh, I demand a recount on his top 4. I totally forgot he was in Stripes.
That's the IMDb does that weird top 4, man.
So I haven't even touched my notes yet.
Going Berserk. That's a good
Going
one.
Berserk,
I forgot
good
about
movie.
that movie. Yeah, we're not doing that one. It's 83.
I don't know. I've asked people. To edit the list.
Sir, add that, Mr. Producer.
I don't even have the list.
Write that down. Going Berserk.
Isn't it on a Google Drive?
You started the Google Drive because I didn't start no Google Drive.
I don't know how to do that. So
yeah.
Wait a second. I had to ask you for a link to it.
You created.
Maybe I do know how to do it. I feign ignorance. Did they really crush cars immediately after you bring them to the dealership? They instantaneously crush.
Also, I love how he tries to open the car door and get in.
Oh, he walks over
to it
and he looks at it too. He
tries to unlock it.
He tries to open it.
Real quick,
I don't think they crushed the car till the sale of the new car has been completed. At the very least,
Cousin Eddie's tongueless daughter. It was Daisy Mabel, and it was played by Harold Ramis's daughter, Violet. So it was played by his real life daughter. Yeah.
One of my favorite kind of things to look for is when things don't make sense in the real world. And when they're doing the dishes at the very beginning of the movie, after they're discussing the vacation, and she is scraping the plate off into like a bowl, and he's just wiping it and putting it back in. Like, they're not cleaning the dishes. They're just like, she's scraping them. He's taking them and rubbing them and putting them back into the cabinet. There's no washing of the dishes. They're just basically toweled off. I was like, that can't be right. that has to be like a thing where they're like, no one's gonna ever know that we're not washing the dishes, but it's a good way for them to like be.
They didn't even know how to fake it,
like next to each other.
But they're so far removed from doing dishes, they didn't even know how to fake it. You know what I mean?
What does Chevy Chase say right before he crashes in the desert? And it's like this. It's like a do not enter type sign.
He's like, it's gonna be a big giant sign like that, and then
like
that.
I was trying to remember what he said.
And when they're talking about the vacation at the very beginning of the movie, where he's doing the map on the computer,
and they're playing
Pac-Man. I was like, man,
first of all,
my computer never could do that.
First of all, he had that hooked up to his TV already. It was 83. He had it synced to his TV. That quick.
And what was that computer? He just had, it almost looked like a big typewriter, just sitting like with the almost with the
But it was like that they had like almost like Atari.
But the fact that Rusty was able to just get the Pac-Man in there to eat him,
and then she had that thing came in and shot him.
When they put up the thing there, and they say how many miles it is from Chicago
3,000
to it's 2,408.
That's what I said. Yeah.
But then at the end, when they're getting arrested, and she's like, "We've driven 2,460 miles to get here." I was like, "Did they add? Did they?" Not to the man
because they had to go to Phoenix.
Maybe because they went out of the way.
And they also backtracked because he had to go to the store to get those the gun. He had to go to the store to get the gun.
She added the gun time into it?
Things that don't make sense.
What are you kidding? This is a Magnum PI.
Magnum PI.
My dad pointed out that it's raining in Phoenix, and he was like, that doesn't happen.
That never happened.
It was rated hard.
It does when you have a body. It's like, when you're trying to transport a body, everything's going wrong for you.
According to Dana Barron, originally Audrey was the older sibling, but in the reshot ending, they had to change it to Rusty being older because he was so much taller.
Well, it's funny because he does say a lot Audrey and Rusty, and usually you reference your oldest one first. That's usually how you do it. So I noticed he was doing Audrey. This is my daughter Audrey. This is my son Rusty, and Anthony Michael Hall is a man by the end of this movie.
And Chevy Chase and James Keach said when they were like biting their lips and holding back the laughter, that was real. They could not stop laughing at that whole scene that they had to do. It was just
I'm going to scrape the carcass off. I'm going to go back and scrape the carcass off. Too much.
That's so good, man.
Well, he definitely becomes a man after he chugs an entire beer can in the desert.
That was that was improvised.
How warm was that beer? It didn't come out of a cooler. It was just sitting in a hot ass station wagon in the 80s. And I didn't know Clark was bringing beers around with him. That thing was a hot beer.
Wait, that was an improvised scene? Him drinking the beer?
Yeah, he improvised that.
He was only supposed to sip it.
I guess it was just like, hold it, kind of sip it thing, but he improvised.
But that was great that Clark gets it back and he's like,
hey,
good talk. And he just crushed the can.
Clark does that a lot, but he doesn't.
Yes. Well, he's trying to make everything work. So, this is going against me. I'm just going to, that was supposed to happen because of
I love how Chevy Chase portrays him in the reboot when he's as an old man.
Oh yeah. And all the people are bailing out of the,
but he's still kind of like Clark in ways, but he's old now and he's losing his mind.
Oh my
God. Yeah. Because they're sitting there at the table and it's it's a family atmosphere. And someone's like, can we join you? He's like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
According to Anthony Michael Hall, originally it was supposed to be Chevy and John Candy in the front seat of the roller coaster, but the combined weight of the two wouldn't fit. So
I remember even when my kids were young, I couldn't even get in the seat with one of them because I took up a seat and a half and they were still small and they still couldn't get in when I rode roller coasters.
And that was only the carnival roller coaster.
Well, it was not the rolling. What was the runaway train and stuff like that? Those kinds of roller coasters. Yeah. Chevy Chase sings "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." He sings that in Fletch also when he's going to jail. When Joe Don Baker's putting him in the jail cell, and he's like, "Swing low, sweet chariot. You can't hold me here, Chief." So it was just so funny that's one of his go-to songs.
Did he do Moon River in this one too?
Moon River. Watch out for those Indians, Clark. What was what was their car tagged after they drove through St. Louis? Hunky lips. And every once in a while, I was almost disappointed they didn't put that on the driver's side because you saw much more of the driver's side of the car. So every time they were driving and you didn't see honky lips, I was like, I wish they were showing the other side of the car right now.
But I think it's funny that you don't get to see it every time you forget about it.
And every time it popped back up, I'm like, oh yeah, honky lift's
Did
nice.
you notice the sign on the door at the gas station that says, "Sorry, we are open"?
I did notice that. Yes, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. I guess I don't know.
I love the cut, like the pan to him being asleep in the front seat.
Oh.
I love the way they do that.
Did you notice the cut when they're actually driving? You can see the guy driving. You can see the guy driving the car.
They're all up. I think it's all just like.
It was funny because when I came home tonight, Logan was watching the movie, so we got to the part where they're in Wally World, and you can clearly see someone operating the
merry-go-round,
not the merry-go-round, the one where they're when it's just Clark and those 2-seat ones where the whip it or
the
what
teacups.
I guess the teacup kind of. But you can clearly see a guy operating the thing, which I had actually put in my notes that yesterday when I was watching. I'm like, who's running these rides? Because you can't just like say go and then run and get into the car.
Everything has to be clicked.
There's got to be someone pushing the button. So you can clearly see someone pushing the button for that ride specifically, but. Obviously, the roller coaster wouldn't have started with no one pushing the button. It's funny. I love like you see it in this movie. Definitely see it in the Brady Bunch episode where they go to Kings Island or wherever it is. Where do they go?
Dominion,
Kings Dominion, where like they're really riding those rides. Like that's not. Like, when they're driving the car, obviously that's fake. There's a screen behind them and stuff like that. But they are in those roller coasters. You can tell that they're on there. But I'm saying in this movie, you can definitely see their faces are reacting to the actual roller coasters and stuff like that. Because Audrey kept like turning her head and biting Beverly D'Angelo on the shoulder, kind of like, I'm really scared.
I love it when it's real like that.
When Anthony Michael Hall is like, when Rusty's covering John Candy's mouth, you can see, but you can see like Chevy Chase. You pointed out, you can see Chevy Chase just in the background, just like, just like about to vomit everywhere.
Yeah. When he
everybody was sick in between. Like Dana Barron said, she was like taking naps on the
because they had to keep they didn't film that one time.
Multiple takes. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go do the roller coaster again. Be like, like, come on!
Waking up at 6 a.m. knowing you're getting on a roller coaster.
Like right away. Think, like as a kid, you're probably like, "This is awesome," and then like after the first like 2 times, you're like, "I don't want to do that ride again." When Anthony Michael puts his arms up and John Candy's like, "Don't do that again."
Going back to the computer, it said some of the sounds are from Mattel and television games.
Okay,
from football and basketball, the referee whistle, and the Las Vegas poker and blackjack is the gong sound, and Donkey Kong jump sound is
nice.
in there.
Yeah, when they're in the hotel the night before I don't remember exactly where they are, but she says to Clark, we have to be at Eddie's by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the next scene is them going to like Dodge City. That's a sarsaparilla scene. I'm like, are they doing this at like 6 o'clock in the morning? Like they're supposed to be at Eddie's by 10, yet they're doing a whole other thing before they even do.
Yeah. They said there was a scene in the original script and shot, but it was cut from the final version of the film. One of the scenes had the camp comfort manager, Brian Doyle Murray, dress up in a moose costume and sneak into Clark and Ellen's tent to scare them, which explains the wildlife fun the manager mentioned as they checked in.
As he's spitting the like cherry pits into his hand.
They cut that scene because it made the sequence run too long.
But then they had the dog just kind of like grab him, I guess, but in the sleeping bag.
But
and also
maybe there's a copy, like maybe
Chevy Chase has that copy too.
Maybe there's like miss the outtakes.
So he says it's $37 for 3 tents. That math does not work out in any way. $39 for 3 tents. That's good. That's $13 each, but $37 for 3 tents. As soon as he said that, I'm like, is it like $12.66 to stay every night?
And man, that pool.
Oh my God. With the geese or the ducks, whatever it was, like just floating around in there.
Horrible.
And I was thinking about what did cousin Eddie say when he's making the food? He's like, man, I don't know why they call this stuff hamburger helper. It's great on its own.
I like the tuna helper better.
No meat.
Yeah, I like the tuna.
No meat, Ellen. Just eat your food.
And how when he takes the bite and it's just like,
well, that's when he finds out that
and
Ed is there. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And the the ketchup. She's stirring his daughter's stirring the ketchup.
No,
with
she's
just
stirring
her-
the,
or
like,
not
the
ketchup,
Kool-Aid
the
or
Kool-Aid.
something like that.
She's got the
Can I help you with that,
He's like, Vicky, that's
Yeah.
enough.
He's like, can I help you with that, Vicky?
Please. That was disgusting.
Those white trash people in
Chevy
Kansas. They're
Chase
awesome.
adopted that dog. Dinky,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
after
great.
filming. Yeah.
How did they get a dog to look so scary and like
Those teeth,
to
baring
act,
those teeth, yeah.
but to like act it?
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he's like Rusty's playing with the dog and it just cuts.
I
the
mean,
dog's
there's some
just
dogs that would
Or
do
Chevy
that.
Chase is like
you would,
dragging along.
piece
But
of
like, how
a
can you
toy
like,
and they
how
would-
can you like fake bite?
I don't know how you can fake the.
I guess that's
bite.
like-
You don't
Yeah.
fake bite. You just let it bite you and you
I
deal with
guess,
it.
but like it's an act. It's a trained dog, right?
Yeah. So now you've trained this dog, and now you're saying like attack him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but only
We're
I
gonna
mean,
find out when we
it
send
looked
Lily
like
to
it
that
was-
training camp.
It looked like it was only attacking Chevy Chase. I mean, it attacked Rusty a couple times, but
It said Clark and Ellen singing during the trip wasn't part of the original screenplay. Chevy and Beverly ended up singing to pass the time, and they decided to add it into their characters.
yeah, that's how it's.
That's such a
how
road
the
trip
vacation
thing,
started.
though.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone on a road trip, like their parents always sing.
Yeah.
Like,
It
everyone's
starts
singing
with
in
the Brady
car.
bunch. They'll be coming around the mountain. They're singing that when they're going to the Grand
And
Canyon.
they're singing like public domain songs.
But that's,
They're
but
not
that's like,
singing what's popular
but you hear,
at the time.
you hear Carol Brady, Florence Henderson, because she was an actual trained singer. You can hear her.
But it's,
voice is
they're
really
not.
good.
They're not singing like current day songs. They're singing like 100-year-old
But,
songs.
I mean-
Jimmy
because-
Crack Corn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy Crack Corn. No one in the
Yankee
80s
Doodle.
is singing that song.
But coming around the mountain makes sense for a 60s
I
road
guess.
trip.
Well, even the kids in the backseat are like, "No, you don't want to." When you put
That song sounds made up.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
and when he starts singing, they just put their headphones on or their
yeah.
Yeah, because it goes from the Mockingbird to
put on
and then they do the
Ramones, yeah.
theme song.
Yeah,
The-
Blitzkrieg Bop.
Yeah.
Early, like
It was
I
right
mean,
there when they get on, and then when they put their headphones on.
like it's crazy that the Ramones were in a movie in 1983.
That
like
kind
a-
of
like
shook.
a-
That kind
yeah,
of
I don't remember that being in there, and I was like, oh,
I remember
the
it being in
Ramones.
there,
Like
yeah.
that seems too early for any Ramones recognition.
Yeah.
Like they
You
were
know who
too
was originally
they were
uh,
too
for that kind of
independent
movie?
back then
for that
yeah.
kind of movies.
You know who was the original choice for Ellen Griswold?
Jane Curtin.
No, Kim Cattrall.
Oh, okay.
Kim Cattrall.
We could have seen her boobs.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't she naked all over like whatever that show she was in? The Jessica Parker show.
Sex.
Oh,
in
Sex
the
in the City.
Yeah.
Sex,
Is it Sex and the City or Sex in the City?
and the City. We actually discussed that once before.
Sorry, I still don't remember.
I don't know why.
So I have some other things here. The sheriff, the mechanic, the sheriff. That's Mickey Jones. Do you have a soundbite for him? I'm waiting.
Not for him, but the other
Okay.
guy.
Never heard of no one so shit all stupid as you driving off that road. You must have got manure for your brains.
So Mickey Jones is like, I always think of him. He's Michael Ironside's boy. Like when I was growing up, anytime Michael Ironsides was in something like Total Recall or V, The Final Battle, Mickey Jones was like in that. Like in Total Recall, he's on the subway on Mars when they're talking about like Arnold's on the subway and there's like background guys talking about whatever's going on Mars, and Mickey Jones is one of those guys. And in V, The Final Battle, he's Chris Faber. He's Michael Ironside's, Ham Tyler's like right-hand man. So when I saw him again, I'm just like, man, I love that guy. He died a couple of years ago, but every time I saw him, I'm like,
He definitely looked familiar.
yeah, I'm like, why isn't Michael Ironsides with him? He should be the other mechanic there, the you shit for brains mechanic. But he wasn't.
Other people considered to play Cousin Eddie were Robin Williams and Kenneth Mars. Do you know who Kenneth Mars is?
I do not.
I don't know.
He was the guy who played Inspector Kemp in Young Frankenstein.
Oh, wow. The one that I always thought was Harvey Korman.
Yeah.
Every time I ever saw Young Frankenstein, I
It
always
does look
thought
like that
was
should have
Harvey
been
Korman.
a Harvey Korman role, but yeah. So they were considered to play Cousin Eddie.
Well, I mean, I know we've talked about this a bunch of times about they always cast it perfect. We were talking about that was Mr. Mom, all the people they could have cast
Yeah, John
for
Travolta,
Jack and
yeah.
for the characters. Cousin Eddie cannot be played by anybody else but Randy Quaid. Like if it was anybody else, it wouldn't be as funny.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. Like he is not good looking enough. Like he's kind of fugly and stupid sounding.
And you actually
and
think
like,
he's like,
he's not acting.
yeah, exactly. Like Robin Williams. If Robin Williams was in that,
It would be too much.
He would have been over the top.
Hey, Clark,
yeah,
let me,
it would have been.
hey, Clark,
too,
let me show you my work
It
license.
would have been too goofy. I
Yeah.
think Cousin
Yeah.
Eddie is just Cousin Eddie.
The only thing Robin Williams was ever good in was Popeye.
Yeah, I am not a big fan of Robin Williams either, and I agree. Popeye was great.
I didn't mind Mork and
I
Mindy
didn't
every
watch
now
it.
and then.
I don't watch enough Robin Williams.
Yeah,
I've only seen.
I think Robin Williams is way too overrated. He is the Eric Clapton of comics, like way too overrated.
Yeah,
but not as racist as Eric Clapton.
I don't know. He might be, but he didn't. He wasn't stupid enough to say it in front of a bunch of people. And you know how far 50 yards is? That is half a football field. Guys can't kick a ball that far.
Nothing to be proud of, Rusty.
And he was so proud of it. He was like 50 yards, but there's no way that car went 50 yards.
50 feet,
maybe 50 feet.
Yeah, right.
I was like 50 yards. I'm like, good Lord. I mean, it would have been in the air for like 10 seconds, and it was in slow motion.
Do you know what Christy Brinkley's license plate?
Love me.
Love. Okay, I knew it was love. I was going to say love you.
LUV.
Well, you can only put LUV on. If you put LOVE, you're not cool. It's got to be LUV always. When they got the tires fixed on the car, 5 bald tires and a tow for $500, and they're all wobbly. The next scene they show the car's driving fine. I'm like, they get an alignment on the way or something like that. But it's great with it. I almost wish they had kept the wheels all but I mean, obviously the car wouldn't have gone 20 feet.
And $500 to get that car back into shape. That's pretty good price.
Even in 1983, I was like, $500 is a good price. You take that and say, because he says for 4 bald tires and a tow, that whole front end was smashed to shit. It was like hanging off.
Yeah.
There's no way that car was ever driving again. So $500 was a good deal, even in 1983.
I just found out something. The guy who played the Wyatt Earp guy at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
That was played by Randy Lowell, also known as Randolph Lowell Dreyfus, brother of Richard Dreyfuss.
Wow.
Yeah, he looked familiar, but he didn't look like a Dreyfus. Not like Stacy Keach's brother looked just like Stacy Keach.
I just figured that out with my notes. I did not notice that earlier until now. So
I wanted to bring up to you, Brady. Cousin Dale's cropped up.
Yes,
Vicky had a crop top. Vicky had a crop top, but a girl.
Would you wear that?
What?
Would you wear that?
Who was?
Well, I'm saying. I know you think that. I know you about crop tops, like on guys.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
I got to be honest. In 1983, I had some crop tops.
Yeah.
I never would have wore one.
Yeah, I probably did.
I'm just saying. Would you wear a crop top? I think.
Would you?
No, not in public. No.
Okay.
Would you?
I just feel like with your fashion, you can pull off a lot.
Maybe. I don't know. Who was wearing a crop top in the movie?
Cousin Dale.
The kid.
One with Rusty.
The one that had a bunch of nudie bags.
Nudie bags. He had a stack of nudie books this high, right?
And it was funny when he said, "Do you have Pac-Man?" He's like, "No." And then next scene, there was clearly a Pac-Man just sitting on Anthony Michael Hall's bed. I'm sure that was Anthony Michael Hall's Pac-Man, but it was just so funny. He's like, "You got Pac-Man?" And then there was a Pac-Man. I was like, "Wait, didn't he just say he didn't have
he had to
one?"
bring his own out. Yeah.
What do you do here, man? Got a stack of nudie bags this high.
Have you ever bopped your baloney?
It was great. The whole thing with Vicky with the pig contest and stuff. Does anybody know about this? She's like, everybody knows about this.
So would you wear the crop top?
Not that crop top.
What was he? Well, like, was it like really short?
It was like a blue and white.
It was just show like mid-drift, but
it came like right above his belly button.
But I just feel like when they were in his room and he was like squeezing the grip thing. It just reminded me of you. It's like walking.
Bree's getting his beating hand ready. I gotta get that.
The guy Eddie Bracken, who played Roy Wally, also played Mr. Duncan, the owner of Duncan's Toy Chest in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Oh, okay. That's where you. So that's the toy store.
Also written by
John
Hughes.
Yeah.
And also starring former President Donald Trump.
Yeah, he was in there.
He's in that one. He's the one that I guess
he's in the Trump
he asked him for directions or something like that.
So this guy wrote everything.
Yeah. John Hughes was gigantic in the 80s. Yes,
the guy that gives the Griswold directions. He was on the White Shadow. He was one of the members.
Oh, the one he's like, you don't even want to know from me.
Yeah,
that one.
Did he only do comedies?
John Hughes?
John, that's his name.
Like those kinds of like teen comedies.
Okay.
There might have been like a little seriousness to some of them, you know.
Okay.
Obviously, Breakfast Club
but most of them were.
I would say Home Alone is actually kind of like outside of what he did because he's too young. Like all of his movies were teen based. So like the fact that Kevin's like,
I guess I was
10 or
getting his
whatever.
name mixed up with somebody else from the 80s who was like who made
Are
the
you thinking
Thing?
of John Waters?
Who made like the horror movies or like the
John
thing,
Carpenter?
The thing is
John
John
Carpenter.
Carpenter. Okay, that's
He was
right.
doing a signing in like October. I saw.
Where?
I don't know. I saw his name. I was like, ooh,
That's
John
perfect. I'll
Carpenter.
get a Halloween poster.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
signed.
did Halloween too. I was getting the two of them mixed up because I was like, he wouldn't make Vacation and the Thing.
Can you get the details on that?
I will. I'll find it. Yeah.
You in?
Oh yeah, maybe.
When Aunt Edna's dead, when they first find out she's dead,
He goes
you
off the
can
road.
clearly see her eyes like they're
moving.
like when you close your eyes and you're still moving your eyes around, you can see her eyelids are like batting back and forth. I was like,
It's fine. Don't be silly.
She's not fine, Clark. She's dead.
it was just funny that they wouldn't say like stop moving your eyes for like 5 seconds because her eyes are like constantly moving while they're like examining her corpse. I was like, not very dead unless her eyes are the only thing that's still moving on her.
Oh, I got it. This is when they did after the jump.
I think I broke my nose. I stabbed my brain. I just got my period.
I better check under the hood.
Check out
check
the
under the
hood
hood.
is 50 feet
the hood's
farther away
gone.
from the car than where he is. One of the things I really was disappointed in this movie and watching it this time, I was kind of like, when he's at the bar, when he and Ellen are fighting, right before he hooks up with Christy Brinkley, like he macks on 2 different women and you don't hear a word that he says. I'm like, I would love to hear Clark Griswold's pickup line before. I mean, and maybe it's the same thing he's telling Christy Brinkley, but like he sits down at the one girl and she just like kind of side eyes him and he walks away and then he sits down and the next guy and then the dude with the mustache comes up behind him and he gets up. I'm like, why are they not letting us hear what they're saying? Because the music's so loud, they're drowning out the conversation. But I thought that conversation needed to be heard.
The $500 that you were talking about that Clark gives to cousin Eddie for the mechanics for repairs comes out to $1,360.72 in 2021.
Wow.
But what about 2023? That's where it really
That's what
matters.
we got.
I love the fact that it's like, just tell him you need the money. He's obviously not picking it. And then he needs like 52,000. He's got the wallet out. He's like, he starts tapping the 20 back to $52,000.
How Edna says that, she's like, he obviously can't take a hint. Then she does it with the dog. Then she does it with the shoes too.
He's like, he obviously hates them or whatever. He doesn't like them.
Just slams the car.
But he does wear those. That's what he's wearing when he's trying
pretty
to pick
nice
up
shoes.
Yeah. That I think Randy Quaid's wearing those in Christmas Vacation too.
Yeah.
You know who did the voice of Marty Moose?
Oh, please don't. Please don't tell me it's Mel Blanc.
Who's the moosiest moose we know? Marty Moose. Who's the star of our favorite show? Marty Moose. M is for Mary, we're Mary, you see.
Oh my God, we're doing the whole alphabet.
Oh, you had the whole song?
G. S is for Super Swell Family Glee. E is for everything you want to be. M-A-R-T-Y. M-O-O-S-E.
What's that spell?
Marty Moose, Marty Moose, Marty Moose. That's me.
It is such a stupid idea for the face of the biggest amusement park in the world to be a moose.
But it's
named
also
Marty
very,
Moose.
obviously
So was
this
a mouse.
This is, I was going to say, this
Yeah.
is all obviously a knockoff off of Disney. And, Mickey Mouse has that whole thing with like, M-I-C, see you real soon, K-E-Y. Why? Because we like
love
you.
you.
And like, so it's so, they took everything from Disney
Wait,
and
what
just,
was that?
that was on the Mickey Mouse show back in like
Mouse
the
show, yeah.
70s or whatever.
I
yeah.
just know that.
And they did the
M-I-C-K-E-Y.
See you real soon.
M-O-U-S-E, Mickey Mouse.
Donald Duck.
Yeah, I know that. I just didn't know they split it up.
Yeah, they
and
did
said
that one
everything
too, yeah.
together.
That was like a 70s thing, I think.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it's just so fun. Like,
yeah. Well,
and I think we had talked about it. Like, this was supposed to be Disney. Like, they had Disney's permission to do this. And then they found out.
I said.
But I
there's no cars.
I had heard this like years ago that they were going to use actual Disneyland as the setting for this. And then they found out that part of the plot was that Disneyland was going to be closed for 2 weeks. And they were like, we never close. So that can't be part of the plot. And they're like, well, if that's not part of the plot, the movie doesn't really work. So we'll just make up a name. So they didn't use Disney for that.
But then they have it. Did they not have a Disney in LA back then?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Disneyland was first. Disneyland was like in the 60s for
okay.
sure. Yeah. So Disneyland was around at the time. They just didn't use it because Disney didn't want the reputation that they closed down for repairs. So just like last week when Strange Brew didn't want to, or Molson didn't want to have the mouse in the bottle thing. They were like, we don't have mice in our bottles, so they didn't get to use Molson.
Like they couldn't understand so much that it was a joke.
It was a joke. Yet the fact that there were Molson cases all over that movie, but and I don't know what amusement park this is they filmed this at, but it's obviously not Disney that they film it at.
Speaking of locations, you notice the car lot where they were at. They're supposed to be in Chicago. Palm trees in the background.
Was it really?
And the hills of California. LA.
Don't you mean the hills of Chicago, Illinois?
Yes.
The famous Illinois hills? Like, what's that Jackie Chan movie, Rumble the Bronx? And there's like, mountains behind them because it's filmed in like Hong Kong. It's not filmed
in Always Sunny, whenever they're walking around Philadelphia, you see palm trees around.
Oh, I guess
sometimes they shoot
pick that stuff up, I guess.
When they're doing lot stuff you see the palm trees in the back.
In the scene where the Griswolds are in the parking lot staring at Wally World, they're actually looking at the Santa Anita racetrack. Harold Ramis said they cut the racetrack out of the frame and replaced it with a hand-painted picture of Wally World.
I didn't even notice it yesterday, but then when I was watching with Logan today, it is such a obvious matte painting. Like it's a very fake-ass looking painting, but I didn't even pick up on it yesterday. I was just watching it. I'm like, oh, there's an amusement park. But today, I think I was standing up or I was close to the TV.
Roller coaster is is the size of the entire amusement park. It's just one
gigantic roller coaster.
It's the loop down here, and then the turns down here, and then the sign is right in the middle.
It's very fake looking with any kind of critical eye. But I didn't notice it yesterday, and I was looking with a critical eye. All I do is look for like things to like rip on for these movies, and I didn't notice it.
I'm
yesterday.
out of notes.
I think I might be too.
So that's if
I got a couple of sound bites.
Some more sound bites. If you have any other notes you want to get in,
the only other note I have: the gas in Los Angeles in 1983, where they pull up when Clark says, "Hey, Ellen, do me a favor." Write down the miles.
When he couldn't find the gas.
Not that there was not a gas one there where he couldn't find this is when he's going to get the gun. When he's going to get the gun, which was on later.
I was.
He threw that across.
He said he was putting it back on.
He did say
it was definitely on very poorly.
Yeah, it was sideways. But I don't even know why
he put the tires on. And they were like,
I don't even know why he put that on because it's not a real plate, so you don't need to put a fake plate back on.
He didn't have his license plate.
But gas in Los Angeles in July of 1983 was $1.21.9.
Wow.
So I mean, good pricing back then.
A third of what it is.
And I looked it up just to make sure because Michelle was saying there's obviously a 1.219. And Michelle said $2.19. I'm like, no, it's 1.219. She's like, no, it's not. It's two. I'm like,
yeah, he has trouble with the scoring.
There's a one with a dot, and that's $1. That means $1 in American currency. So I actually looked up the site. You can look up like what was gas, and it was like $1.18 or something like that. I'm like, yeah, it's 121. I'm like, this is Center City, Los Angeles.
A little more expensive station. Yeah, that's all. What do you have to add more?
Oh God, the dog went on the picnic basket.
But and Edna was just like, oh, okay.
And what was Christy Brinkley doing there? She was up on a hill with a bunch of truck drivers, just dancing around to music. But the truck drivers kind of like sitting there, like picking their belly button. Look, I'm like, what is she
They're like
doing?
looking for like lot lizards, and they got.
I really like looking at this movie, kind of like what was the point of Christy Brinkley at all, except for just Clark to get in trouble at the end? Really, there was no point to her being in this movie, and it almost feels like it's a afterthought kind of thing. They're like, we need a little more tension in this movie. So,
well, I mean, they bring it up in the New Vacation.
Yep.
But I mean, the girl just gets
murdered,
smashed with the truck.
And Christy Brinkley was in Vegas Vacation. Oh yes, she had the baby in the back, right? Yeah. Yes. I forgot about that till right now. You said she was in Vegas Vacation before. I'm like, I don't remember her being in that, but
why is it still running?
Oh, all new cars do that. I'll take care of that in a second.
That's so good.
And that car rattled like that.
I remember cars doing that though all the time back in the day. They would just had that.
Yeah, but that was a little.
Well, yeah, but it was a common thing.
Yeah.
It was so funny when they first pulled out of the driveway, out of the garage, and the bags went flying off. I was like,
the neighbors were like,
yeah. Oh, that was something Michelle actually brought up. She was like, why did Ellen have her most important bag up on the top of that car, the vanity bag that she had with her credit cards in, when they've already proven multiple times in this movie that stuff's falling off the top of that car. So she's like, my credit cards were in that. We have to go back for them. And Michelle was like, why weren't those in her purse, like in the front seat?
Right, yeah, she had room in the front seat with her.
And there was never a lot in the back. Like I remember all my vacations were like, you couldn't see out the back. You could not see out the rearview mirror because it was just so packed to the gills. But like
back seat window there.
But every time you saw the back seat in this or the way back, there was never enough. It wasn't even over the back seat, let alone up to the ceiling. So they should have been packing as much into the back of the car as they could, as opposed to putting everything on the roof. Although it made for every single time the stuff fell off the top, I laughed.
Clark, you're doing 80 miles an hour.
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
Slow down!
Doesn't seem like it. Jason was just yelling at me at work today because I'm a fast driver. He's like, there's no need for you to drive that fast.
No, I just said there's no need to drive that fast and then cause other things to happen.
Oh, well, I don't want other things
That's
to
what
happen.
I said. That was my point. I said there's no need for that. And he just kept taking it as, I have to drive fast. I have to drive fast.
I said that exactly. I got to drive fast. I'm sorry.
Let's get some scores.
Michelle gave this movie. Michelle gave this movie a 92.
A 92.
I think she finally figured out her scoring system.
Let me chime in after Michelle's score because I'm a little bit lower than that. I'm at 89. I like this movie a lot. It's a very, very fun comedy. Still quotable to this day. I would sit down and watch this movie if you asked me to anytime.
I gave this movie a 90. I like I said before, like
a 90 for
Fletch, Caddyshack, Vacation, in that order. So this is third. So all those two are above this. But like I said before, also all these your vacation movies, nothing's lower than an 80. So that's how close these movies are, from a 90 to an 80. 5 movies there, all in that range. But I mean, I watched all of it yesterday. I watched half of it again today with Logan, and I laughed at all the same parts. Yeah. I love this movie.
You can sit down and watch it again tonight.
I could watch it right now. Every time I see Chevy Chase in these movies, I'm like, why is he such a dick? Like, I want him to be such a good guy, and he's such an asshole. And I'm like, why? Why can't you just be Clark Griswold in real life? But 90.
Nice. Very nice scores.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to give it a 91.
91. That's good for you again, huh?
Yeah.
So it's actually, not as high as
Strange Brew is higher than this one.
Yeah, okay. I like Strange
What did you
Brew.
give Mr. Mom?
I don't remember.
I'll find that out for you.
But Christine, I don't know why she gave this her score. She gave it an 80.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would expect
she was, when
higher.
I asked her today, I'm like, did you watch it with Brian and Brady? And she was like, I did. I'm like, what's your score? She's like, I'm gonna have to think about it, because she didn't just blurt it out. She was like, I'll have to think about it. I'm like, this is not a think about it movie. This is you either like it or you didn't, I think. I mean, this is the kind of movie, like, if someone said a 50, like, I get it. Like, you just don't, this is not your kind of movie, but
it's not like a 78 type of movie.
Yeah, it's either great or not.
This is like that Ace Ventura story you always tell.
Yes.
Christine gave Mr. Mom a 90. Brian gave it an 87.
All right. Well, that's a good score for him.
I gave it an 88. Andy gave it an 86.
I stand by that.
I actually do think I would put Mr. Mom over Vacation.
Dana gave it an 83.
And I gave it an 86 because I usually don't go off scores like that. I usually give it a 5 or a 0 at the end. But the movie we
beat something
we had done the week before was an 85, and I was like, I like
this was the week before.
Maybe I was like, I like it just a little bit better. So anyway, boys.
Yeah, what do you guys got?
I decided on the way over here. It took me a while because I was thinking I'm 88. That's my
88.
score.
That's nice. Right below mine. I had an 89. Yep.
Mine's is also a 92.
92.
Wow.
Okay.
Good. I wish Daniel had watched this with us. We asked him yesterday to watch it with us, but
I guess I should say just 93 because then it would be 80, 89, 90.
That's
91,
fine.
92, 93.
I give it a 91 because I think Vegas Vacation I'd give a 90.
yeah, I mean, Vegas Vacation, I have very pleasant memories of that. I mean, obviously the Cousin Eddie stuff is great in that. The Wayne Newton stuff is great in that.
The casino stuff is funny.
And even like, like the Vicky dancing stuff is fun. stupid Nicky Papa Giorgio stuff is
Was
fun.
he with 4 cars, right?
Put a quarter in one car. Put a quarter in one. I mean, that's a movie that I like a lot. That's why I put it at. Did I put it at 3 or 4? I don't even remember now in my score. Like I said, these movies are all so close together. They're all great movies.
They are.
I wish there was more. I mean, I think the Ed Helms one kind of got shat upon, and I don't know why.
They could have made more.
Like that. That's a great. I mean, I guess
yeah.
Christina Applegate's sick now, so they can't do more with her. But I really felt and the kids were good too in that. Those kids are in other stuff, and
the ones in Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, he's Gideon, and he was also in Santa Clarita Diet, and the other kid is in Jurassic World and Iron Man 3. No. That's not that kid.
No,
that's not that kid.
No, you're getting the older brothers mixed up. I get the older brothers mixed up in Vacation and Jurassic World, but
that little kid is not the same little kid in Jurassic World. No. Wow. Okay. Bad on me.
For next week, it looks like it's either
those 2 brothers,
Risky Business.
I mix those 4 up.
Okay.
Or Easy Money. Risky Business or Easy Money.
I'm good for either one. I love them both.
Let me see what's if either streaming.
We got to start thinking ahead. I mean, now we're into July, and I'm gone for half of August, so we need to start getting.
What other movies are 83? What other movies are you guys doing this year?
We got a lot of horror movies.
Risky Business is on Paramount. Do you want to do that Monday?
That's fine.
You good for Monday?
I'm good for Monday.
And then we can do another one next week as well. Cool. After Monday, all right.
Now you can't do it Saturday, right?
I can't do it Saturday. This Saturday,
we can't do it Sunday.
None of us can do it this Saturday. The following Saturday, I can't do it. So going to AC, son. What?
And we're going to New York.
Shane Gillis.
You're going to see Shane Gillis?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're going to see Book of Mormon.
Are you going to see that? Nice.
That's cool.
On Broadway. I was kind of like,
you fit in the seats?
Not comfortably. And it's still just like, it's like getting to New York is such like,
that's one I would want to go in to see. I would want to see that.
I mean, Michelle and I saw Book of Mormon years ago. I mean, we were married 20. That might have been our 50th anniversary or something.
I remember
like
when
that.
you went to that.
So we're talking a while ago, and oh my god! I mean, it's one of the funny. I mean, that's one of those things
there's a
that
lot
like
of stuff on Broadway that I would.
But Book of Mormon is one of those things I wanted them to stop because my head hurts. I was laughing so hard, my head was hurting.
When we saw Bill Burr,
that kind of laughing. Yep. Oh my god,
that hurts so bad, man.
Like it's so funny, but after a while, you're just like, I can't, please stop being funny because I am in pain.
Are you excited for tomorrow?
I am so excited for tomorrow. Misfits and Fear and some other shit band, but like I am, man, Misfits. I mean, I know Fear's. I'm down with Fear, but Misfits.
I'm excited for Fear because
Misfits.
I haven't seen Fear since City Gardens, dude. It was like 19.
Yeah, I've never seen Fear.
1993, I think. City Gardens.
And I've seen the Misfits, but not any Glenn.
Yeah, I saw Misfits. That you saw was Michael Graves, I guess it was.
I couldn't even tell you who I saw.
And then I saw Misfits in 2019, right before the pandemic. That was my last concert. I saw him with Agnostic Front.
Ooh, Agnostic Front.
Are you going to call him Mr. Body for Fear?
Very good, man.
Nice callback, right?
Yeah.
He's learning.
He's getting better sometimes.
Day by day.
I want to thank you guys for being on.
Yeah, did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
I feel you both are more comfortable in front of the mic and willing to engage.
If either of you are interested in coming on Monday, we're going to be doing Risky Business.
Oh, I have a story for that.
Do you?
Yeah.
So why don't you come on?
Wait, do I have a story? Yeah, I have
that's Tom Cruise and
that's when he slides
Joey
out.
Pants, old time rock and roll. Yeah,
I did that for a Poconos talent show. We did that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay, right.
All dressed up. I mean, not in underwear, but shorts and sunglasses. Even though he's not wearing sunglasses, that's a Mandela effect.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I would have
assumed he was wearing sunglasses.
Like the Shazam.
I think he's wearing sunglasses on the front of like the poster.
That's what it is. He's wearing it like
Shaq wasn't in the movie called Shazam.
Since he's wearing it in
Kazam.
Since he's wearing it in like Top Gun, people like associate Tom Cruise with sunglasses enough they associate that.
Well, save your Risky Business story for Monday. I'd like watch the movie and come on. Okay. It's a Tom Cruise movie. It's a fun one.
Oh, well,
I know you probably don't like that. It's the Tommy Cruise one, but
I don't like Tom Cruise either.
I haven't seen it since the 90s, so.
But you know what you have seen since the 90s? Spreaker. That's where you can get our podcast. Then you can download, rate, subscribe, review anywhere you get podcasts. The Exciting and New Podcast on all our socials. Contact us out there. It's the Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. It's been the Exciting and New Podcast. I'm Jason.
AEGonzo1 on Twitter, AEGonzo1970 on Instagram, and the other thing, I'm Andy. What's the other thing again? I forgot already.
Twitter spheres,
TikTok,
the
new one.
Threads.
Threads.
Yeah.
the hell's Threads?
And I'm Brian, Papa Bad Kitty.
And I'm Brady.
He doesn't remember his.
I don't know anything.
And I'm Logan.
He's going to start a new one.
I'm Logan.
Logan's got 7 of them.
LRGonzo0428 on PlayStation. I need players. I need
Nice.
people to play
You
with
went
them
his
on
Apple tag earlier, and now nice.
Well, it's all the same.
No, I like that you have different. I like that you have different
LRGonzo428.
tags coming out. Nice.
There's too many. What happened? We went all the way through the exciting and new music right back into vacation music.
I'm going to have to redo all the music.